Hello and welcome to Adirondack Astronomy. So currently I have the globular cluster M56 in the constellation Lyra in the eyepiece, and I'm going to go ahead and sketch that, but first I'm going to bring you into stellarium so I can point out where M56 is in the night sky in case you want to have a look at it yourself. So let's go to stellarium and then we'll get on with the sketch.
M56 is a globular cluster in the constellation Lyra. This globular cluster has an apparent magnitude of 8.3 and is 32,900 light-years from Earth with a diameter of 84 light-years. It is estimated that it has an age of 13.7 billion years, but it is thought to have been captured by the Milky Way galaxy when it devoured a smaller dwarf galaxy in the past. The globular clusters that we look at through our telescopes are in eccentric orbits around our galaxy. Charles Messier noted this object as a nebula without stars and having very little light. Now that we have that information, let's get on with the sketch. Like all my sketches, I start off marking down all the details, the object, the time, the date, the temperature, seeing, transparency, all that good stuff. Then I go around the outside of the eyepiece and I mark off all the field stars. And then once I get all the field stars marked, I start going around with the kneaded eraser and kind of dimming the stars that were harder to see. And then I went in, I added a little bit of fuzziness to the background of the globular cluster before I started placing the stars of the globular cluster. Now the stars in this cluster were relatively difficult to spot, just like Charles Messier noted in his notes. It was a little hazy and very few stars overall, but that is pretty much it for the sketch, so let's check out the final version. So here's the final sketch after bringing it into GIMP and adding the details of the sketch to the final image. Overall, the stars were pretty bright in this field of view. The dimmest part was actually the globular cluster itself. As I said before, it had a slight haze to it, and the stars within the cluster were relatively dim, but they sort of twinkled, so I got as many of those as I could possibly get in my sketch. I had no moon to contend with that night. The seeing and transparency were pretty decent. I used my 24mm eyepiece for this, so it gave me about an 85 times magnification. And that's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and clear skies.